Thank you, Oprah Winfrey, for believing in me when no one else did. Just kidding. This is an extreme honor for me. I'd like to thank the McCarthy family. I'd like to thank my mother, who really should be up on the podium tonight, because she has seen her husband and now a son go through this. And I'd like to thank my wife for being with me through thick and thin. Really quickly, not too long ago, I read the story about this man who was a great person, and he had everything in the world that you think you would want. He was wealthy. He had a great job. He had a wonderful family. He was beloved by everyone who knew him for his charity, and he was just a good-hearted person. And almost overnight, this man's life changed. He suddenly lost his livelihood, his job, and his wealth evaporated almost immediately overnight. At the time, he had 10 children, and those 10 children were all killed suddenly in a tragic accident. And then when you think things don't get much worse, all of a sudden he gets stuck with horrific health problems and goes through pain and issues that most of us can only imagine. And it really makes me, his story makes me understand just how unpredictable life can be. And the one thing that's interesting about his story is he's human, so of course he gets down, he gets depressed. But one of the things that he never gives up on is hope. He always has this belief, this faith, that somehow, some way, things are going to get better in his life. And he never lets go of that. And after a lot of toil and tribulation, his life actually does turn around and he becomes better. And his health is restored, his wealth is restored, his livelihood is restored. And he ends up having 10 more children throughout the rest of his life. And it's amazing to me to think of all the things in the world that we have, and very few things that we possess we actually have control of. We can have almost anything taken away from us without our consent. We can have money one day, the next day it's gone. Our health, one day it's there, the next day it's gone. Our loved ones can be taken from us in the blink of an eye. And there's very few things that we possess that can't be taken from us without our consent. And I believe that one of the things that we all possess that can't be taken from us involuntarily is hope, and a belief that our life is going to be okay, that things are going to be okay. And I know probably every person in this room is acquainted with pain, acquainted with grief, with trials in life, and we don't know what kind of trials we're going to get. They might be physical, they might be emotional, they might be financial, but we don't have a lot of control over what types of trials we are given. But one of the things that we do have control over is how we deal with those trials. And Theodore Roosevelt, who I think was a great man, once said that, he said, "I've never envied a human being that's led an easy life. I've envied a great many people who have led difficult lives and led them well." And one of those people that I envy deeply, because he led a difficult life and he led it well, was my father. And anytime I get down and depressed, I think of him and the life that he led, and I hear a voice inside me say, "Ryan, you can do this." And I'm so grateful to have drawn closer to him as a result of this. And I can remember the very last words that I said to him before he passed away. I said, "Dad, I will make you proud of me." And I reflect a lot on that promise, and I don't know how well I've lived up to that promise. But I have a feeling that if he were here in the room tonight, he would be proud. Thank you so much.